Hey, what is going on, everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're gonna be jumping into another session of Epic 7 out today. Got some more Guild Wars for you guys. This time around, though, before we begin, the joke of the day from Icarus. What do you call a food fight with an unlimited amount of food? All you can eat? Oh man, that's making me cringe and just die on the inside a little bit. It's still pretty good though. Alright, let's see what we got here. Against this Korean guild, I believe it is. All three of the little towers here have gone down, so we're just going to be attacking some small towers. Stronghold is open though. This guy seems to have a pretty solid defense, so we're going to take on this guy here. And of course, today we're going to be using Fumir. Now, before we get to that team down there, let's look up here. We got Aiden, Senya, and Ron. It's a pretty standard team that you see from time to time. I'm going to just kind of risk things here, and we're going to bring Zahak in. I don't think the Ron's going to be able to kill a bulky Zahak like this, just in case that we have Abigail to help protect us, but Zahak's going to try and take out the Aiden. And when Ron goes ahead and S3s into our team, Infernal Kawazu's going to proc, and he's going to get his Vigor buff. With Indestructible Gators, I'm hoping that I can land 3 burns on Senya and just 1 tapper. If I can't, it's fine, though. We will be able to finish her off eventually with the combined powers of Zahak and Kawazu on subsequent turns. Abigail here, I'm actually tweaking her build just a little bit. She used to be on Samsara Prayer Beads, and I've switched her over to Proof of Valor, so she has a bit more survivability in RTA. This should actually help her survive the Ron as well. Moving on to the bottom team here, we got C. Lilius, Shu, and Emma Landy. Now, for this team, we are bringing Fumir. This is her build for those of you guys who haven't seen it yet. If you haven't checked out her showcase in Arena, do go check her out. I think she excels in Arena because you just have that extra team slot. But looking here, we do have her on a bit of bulk, some speed, 230 speed. I think middling speed is a pretty decent place to have her at. You don't really need her as a turn 1 opener, and she does need to survive long enough to take extra turns to be able to get her passive off in later rounds of the match. I have her on a little bit of effectiveness and some effect resistance as well. So the effect resist is going to help her prevent her from getting controlled by things like Aiden and stuff, especially when you have that crucial turn coming up and you don't want her to be stunned or slept by some random units. That is definitely really important. And her effectiveness can be a bit lower because you're not really doing all that much against high resistance cleansers, and most high res cleansers aren't very that popular in RTA, Handguy being the most popular one, but he doesn't really build resist. In this match, we're going to use Ocean Breeze Luluka, and I know, we don't have a fire unit, but if we did, Shu would destroy us, so we're not doing that. We're bringing in Midnight Gala Lilius as our solo DPS unit here. These are her stats currently, and she should be able to one-tap the Shu. If she doesn't, then we might be in trouble. Actually... Let's just switch this over from Windrider over to Portrait. I think that might be better. Actually, you know what? No, Portrait gives a lot of health. Let's just stick to this. I'm confident. If this is a well-built Shu, this guy got green shields, right? If it's a well-built Shu, we should be fine. Let's go ahead and risk this, shall we? First round here with Fumir. I actually haven't used her in the Arena Showcase yet. She just released. I know by the time you see this video, it's like a couple days old. But yeah, she literally just dropped like less than an hour ago. And so here we are. Alright, Kawazu's going to push up. Very nice. Zahak's actually going to take the turn before him, which is ideal, because I do want to give him an attack buff here. I know Abigail's defense broken, but she'll be fine. Let's go for this Aiden. And if we can kill her here, I think everything is going to go pretty smoothly. Right, down she goes, and Kawazu's going to go ahead and tap the Senya. We'll ignore resistance, so we'll get rid of her immunity, and we should be able to apply at least 2 burns. Alright, there you go. Got the 2 burns. She is going to give herself a little bit of a barrier, but it shouldn't matter all too much. Yeah, it did not matter all too much at all. Let's go for a strip on the Ron, and let's go for the S3. Senya's cursed, so if we hit here, which we don't, unfortunately, we'll be able to do some curse damage. It wasn't enough to kill. I think if I hit the Senya directly, it would have been better. But either way, I think we're a-okay. Let us go for a hit onto the Senya. She'll be going next. I don't want her to take the turn. Let's go for a hit on Ron. And Kawazu should be able to finish things off. Abigail pushing everybody up too. There you go. Beautiful. Alright. First round, not too bad. That's actually a pretty decent combo into like a Ron, Aiden, and Senya team. It's not terrible, I would say. But for this one here, let's see. So, ooh, look at that Fumir resist actually kicking into play, resisting the C Lilius fully. Was not expecting that. But yeah, Fumir that has a 2-turn sleep on her S2. So we're going to be looking forward to that, especially after the balance patch goes live, because as of right now, when I'm recording, the balance patch is not updated yet, so sleep actually doesn't reduce evasion, so I'm not really going to be testing her out against evasion units here today. I would have loved to go against some Aidens though. But what it does do, sleep still reduces critical hit resist by a ton, which is very nice. We got Shu really low. Let's go ahead and use our S3. This should deal some true damage here. So we'll go ahead and hit the Shu. We'll finish her off. There you go. That's actually pretty decent, right? She can actually do some damage, so the longer she stays up, the better. As you can see here, we have... oh, I don't think they actually check your stacks by clicking on her, so that's unfortunate. Let's go for the Landy, because we do have an attack buff on ourselves. He's going to attack the Fumir, that's okay. Everybody is kind of blinded and silent, so they can't really do all too much. Going to attack the Fumir again. Again, we're built pretty tanky, so it's pretty good for us. Unfortunately, this Landy does not want to play nice here. She's going to keep countering. Alright, let us go for a S1. Now, I think we have enough stacks here. So after we attack, I'm going to attack Landy, just to try and decrease the attack. We can use our S2, which should put her to sleep and decrease defense. Hopefully. Alright, nice. Decreased attack for 2 turns. And now we get to use her S2. So again, she kind of pops off later on to the match, giving you a nice boost of momentum, where a lot of teams, I think, kind of lose their momentum. She actually excels in giving a bit of a comeback push. Alright, oh look at that. Beautiful. That defense break helped quite a bit there. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to utilize this defense break here, because see, Lilius is a bit too fast for my team. That's quite okay. Let's see if, yeah, we do have our S3 back up, so let's keep using Midnight Gala Lilius. So you see here, even with just one other element, I think she's quite good, but if you have units who can turn cycle quite well, I'm using Fumir on her own artifact, so every 2 of my allies' turns, she actually gains some combat readiness, and you can't really abuse that by just keep going over and over and over. Because you can only use that effect every 2 of Fumir's turns, so she does need to be decently fast for you to make the best use of it. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the second battle over here. We're going to be taking on this tower that's kind of tucked away on the right side, and the reason why is because I think they have some pretty interesting teams. The first one is actually going to allow me to utilize an RGB team to see how her kit fully works. Got FCC, Shu, and Meru on the other side. Very dangerous team, actually, to be taking something like this into. However, we're going to give it a shot. Midnight God Lilius is terrible into Meru, but I think I have confidence in this. Hopefully we'll be able to not proc magic for friends when she has an attack buff. That would be great. Bihu's going to be here to help unbuffable everybody, strip the barrier off of the FCC and friends, and hopefully by doing that, Midnight God Lilius can one-shot the FCC. Should be able to. If we are able to, we're going to be in a pretty decent position, because then afterwards, because Bihu and Midnight God Lilius are both going to go, Fumir gets to go next, and we get to use our S3, we get to get some true damage on, hopefully kill the Meru. If we could do that, I think we'll be fine. Shu will be able to kind of pop off a little bit, but we got Midnight God Lilius, who should be able to solo Shu, unless she crits and fooshes and crits again, and then takes her turn and kills us, but fingers crossed I didn't just jinx everything there. For the bottom team, we got Senya, Abyssal Euphine, and ML Landy. So into this, Karina is actually a fantastic unit. Not only will she be able to tank the Senya's hits, but she will also be able to deal massive amounts of damage to the ML Landy and to the Abyssal Euphine with her S3 and her S1. Now I'm going to bring in little Queen Charlotte here with her Hell Cutter stacks, and with this we should be able to just bonk that Euphine and put her out of her trauma misery. We'll also bring in an attack buffer and immunity buffer so we don't get controlled, so we have Mediator to help us out there. I think we'll be fine. We have enough bulk, I think, to survive the Senya. The main thing is whether or not this ML Landy is going to counter us into oblivion. Let's go for Bihu's S3. This will give us 1 Elemental Wisdom stack on our Fumir. And Midnight God Lilius is gonna go, so that's 2 stacks for Fumir here. We have to kill the FCC, we have to get rid of the damage mitigation, unfortunately. So she is gonna be the first target. Should be a guaranteed kill. Yeah, there you go. Very, very nice. Pushing up the team's attack. Bihu will be taking the next turn afterwards. Fumir is gonna go. Now, we can kill the Meru here, I think. I love her animation there. It's super nice. She is gonna counter. Unfortunate, she hit the Lilius too, but it's okay. We are going to be able to proc our extra skill. It is a non-attack skill, so look at that. All the sleep there is absolutely beautiful. We will be able to... Ooh, should we just go for the shoe here? I think we go for the shoe, right? Don't wake the Meru. Boom, burn. And then we go for this. Boom. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Almost healed us back to, our whole team's basically at full health, right? So not terrible, not terrible. We just have to kind of wait. Okay, so we're going to finish off the shoe here. Boom. And Meru kind of lost her first turn. Now, you couldn't tell, because normally people wake up after their sleep, but no, Meru's asleep for 2 turns. It's actually really nice, because now she can't interfere with our units and our attacks. Okay, so at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and... I know Soulboring doesn't give extra damage, but might as well use it. And there you go. If you wanted to pop off Fumir on the first turn, you can. You can actually just bring faster units to help synergize with her, kind of push her up. It's really hard to get away with in RTA, but I think you can do it in Arena, and of course, Guild Wars as well. So for Hand Guy, what do we do? I think we go for an S3, give everybody the immunity buff and the attack buff, so LQC can S3 on her first turn. Right, we're gonna go for Karina. Do we even go for an S3 here? I think we do. Let's go for an S3, see what we can come up with. Oh, nice defense break. That's going to be huge. Now, do I risk the 50-50 with Little Queen Charlotte onto this Abyssal Euphine? I don't know about that, actually. Maybe I just go for an S1 here. Okay, there we go. Guaranteed that kill. Let's go for an S2, and let's put the attack down. Let's strip the anti-crit. That's the most important part. I will try to go for a defense break. Do I want to go onto the Abyssal Euphine, though, or should I go on this, let's go on the Senya. Okay, she's gonna counter. Oh, it's an Elbrus Euphine. I should have just gone for the Euphine for that defense break there. I was hoping that she wouldn't have Elbrus, because a lot of people are preaching the Holy Sack. But you know what? Now that I know she's on Holy Sack, or not on Holy Sack, let's go ahead and hit her, push up the LQC, and LQC should be able to take the next turn. There you go. And this is a many Hell Cutter stack LQC with an attack buff. So, goodbye, Euphine. And she's not coming back because she's not on Holy Sack. We found that out because she procced her Elbrus. Okay, so now with this, we're just gonna go and hope we... Nice, we did hit. We did defense break, actually. And so Senya will go down. So far, Fumir, 2 for 2. And the matches are going by pretty quickly. So I'm impressed, actually. Didn't think she'd work out this well. But again, this is only against an AI. RTA might be a different story. Okay, so for the third and final battle, of course, we gotta take on the Stronghold. So for this fight here, actually we have quite a few attacks already onto the Stronghold, not too bad. It's a pretty interesting team though. First team, full Knight squad on the right side. So of course we have to retaliate with a full Husbando warrior team. That's right, we got ML Ken right here. He's on Sigurd's Scythe. He has Destruction build. I'm actually having quite a bit of success with him on that build, so I quite like it. Next up we have Zahak. He'll be here to kind of supplement the team with some attack buffs. He'll also be able to help out quite a bit with his damage onto the Karina, which I will appreciate, especially because Straze over here will be one-shotting the Yoha, hopefully. And if we're able to do that, then we should be able to clean up the Bellion with our ML Ken. Now, for the bottom team over here, it's going to be a bit of a risky one, because Senya as a solo DPS is not terrible to work with. It's just that Senya has elemental advantage over Fumir, so she's going to be attacking Fumir. And if she does that, then see Lilius's dual attacks will be into Fumir, and I don't quite like that. But what we're going to do is we're going to bring in Ocean Breeze Luluka. I know we already used this team before. We're definitely going to be showcasing Fumir again in the future. I just want to make sure that we get that sleep debuff revamp first so that we can use her against evasion units. But next up we got Midnight Gal Lilius. She is actually here. I didn't really want to use her into this team. I had a kind of a different plan for this with like a Fire Charlotte and shenanigans. However, Zio attacks the unit that has the highest speed first, or at least whoever's the highest combat readiness. So at the start of the match, that would be Fumir if I chose my slower units. So in order to prevent that, I put Midnight Gal Lilius here, and Luluko will be able to cleanse the debuffs. So we should be okay. We'll go ahead and jump into this and see how it goes, though. Midnight Gal Lilius seems to synergize quite well with her, just because she's pretty fast. She has CR pushing capabilities, she has turn cycling, and, well, she's a pretty decent DPS all around. Strazi will be able to give himself an attack buff, so let's give ML Ken his attack buff early on to the match. And let's go straight into this Karina over here. More damage into Karina, the better. Yoha is going to be absorbing some of that as damage, which is good, because we're just going to unleash our Straze's S3. Now, both Straze and Zahak will be invincible, so Karina's going to go into the ML Ken, and he's built with quite a bit of resist, so hopefully we'll be fine. If we're not fine, it's still okay. Bellion should not be able to one-shot ML Ken. Alright, so there we go. Resisted that. Very, very nice. Bellion's gonna go, and she's always gonna AoE, so she can't not hit Ken. And we're gonna be able to counter her pretty easily and heal up, especially because we have attack buff and Sigurd's Scythe. So we're looking quite good. Alright, so with our Zahak, let's go straight into this Karina, finish her off, and now it's ML Ken's turn, so let's S3, replenish that attack buff on ourselves, defense break that Bellion, you know all the good stuff, or just one-shot her, I guess. These matches are going so quick! What's going on? Okay, so Zio's gonna go first. He's gonna attack the Midnight Gal Lilius and push her back. That should be okay. It gets rid of our damage limit buff, but with our Ocean Breeze Luluka going here, we should be just fine. Lilius gets pushed back so far. But let's go for the cleanse. We got the ice cream buff, so we'll be able to heal. And let's go for Luluka's ice cream truck. Now this does give Senya a speed buff, although she is silenced and blinded now, which is good for us, actually, really good for us. So she'll attack Fumir instead of attacking with an AoE, which also gives me the ability to use my S3 here. I think I'll use it on the Zio, because we do deal some true damage. Yeah, so look at that. Good true damage there. I will just go for an S1. Let's try to finish off the Zio. Oh, never mind. It's a chatty Zio. That is not good for me at all. Actually, not good for me at all. So we're really going to need our Fumir to do her thing and put everyone to sleep, because now I think she has all of her stacks. So let's go for the Zio, just in case. Can we put that attack down? Very good. Can we put everyone to sleep for 2 turns? That would be fantastic. Okay, look at that. So we saved our Midnight Gal Lilius from this Zio attack here, and everyone's asleep for 2 turns. This gives me a lot of time to kind of figure out what I want to do and to collect my bearings. So we could just kill Zio first here. Alright, want to get rid of him. And we are gonna go for the, we could just go for Senya here, although she will AoE. If I go for Sea Lilia, she can S2, so I'd rather S2. Right? And we'll go for this. Very good. Senya's gonna lose this turn, which is what I want. And so now I can go for the S3 here. Let's go into the Senya, just to do as much damage as possible. See, Lilius is going to be using her S2, so it's fine. We should be able to get some combat readiness push from this. There we go. So we get the 50% CR, and Luluka can cleanse the Midnight Gala Lilius. I think we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot here. We can debuff again with Luluka's Ice Cream Truck. Let's run over everybody. Okay, beautiful. Senya's blinded and silenced again, so now we don't have to worry about her. So you can actually use her in a pretty decent control team, and we have one more turn until Fumir's S3 comes back up, which is quite nice because that means we can deal some more true damage. So let's push everybody up, and I think we're good. Yeah, so Fumir actually has a successful debut. That's actually pretty nice. How many stacks do we have? I have no idea. I wish it showed you. I wish they had a little, like, 1, 2, and 3 in the corner, kind of like they do with other buffs. I don't even think you can see here how many stacks you have. So you gotta have to pay attention at the start of the turn, but it's okay. What we can do is we could just soul burn this. Why not? Right, to ensure that we get the debuffs, and oh my god, look at that damage. Actually, considerable amount of damage. It's not bad at all. So there you go, guys. Fumir debut, I think she works. But again, this is against an AI. I think she's pretty decent in Guild Wars. I think she can work in Arena. And then last but not least, we just have RTA to test her out in. So if you guys manage to get Fumir, let me know what you guys think about her in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more Epic 7 content. And until next time, take care.